Now, I know Mom would not necessarily approve. I don't know why you gotta add curse words into makeup products. Hello! It is just me here, no Melanie this time. I tested positive for COVID, so even though I'm feeling much better, I'm very thankful that I was on the lighter end of symptoms. We still have to be responsible and quarantine and isolate from each other. So she is at home isolating, and Jonathan and Hattie are with me isolating here at the house. So far, Jonathan and Hattie haven't shown any symptoms, and Jonathan just got his send away test back today. He did a rapid test as well, but both are negative, so that's good. And then I think that I'm officially like out of quarantine tomorrow or the next day or something. I don't know. I'm a homebody anyway, but we were just wanting to be extra careful, so it's just me. And the next few videos are going to be a little different until Mom and I can get together and film again. So I hope you guys are okay with that, because I know that Melony is going to be missed. So, because I miss her myself. So I thought that I would do my makeup, my daily makeup routine. Some people have asked for that, and I think Mom's going to do it as well. Now, I have already filmed this, okay? It did not go well. I hadn't done my makeup in like a week, and I was kind of playing in it, and what I played with and put together was not so great. And then when I told Mom about it, she said that she had also tried to film it on, herself at her house, and didn't go so well. So I might have a separate video whenever we can meet together and I can get her clips from her and to upload of just our probably pitiful excuse for putting on makeup. We really don't feel like we are the most knowledgeable, or we're not professional in any form or fashion. We just both like makeup in our own ways. And then I pretty much like to keep mine very natural looking as possible, and every now and then I like to zhuzh up my eyes or something. So I'm going to try to do this and talk at the same time, which I found out in the first video is not very easy to do. So we're going to see how this goes. So for primer, I don't have any moisturizer on my skin, which is not the best, but I don't always do every single step every single time. I don't know. Anyway, today I'm using the Wet n Wild, I say today, it's really tonight. I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Jelly Face Primer. It's a clear primer, and I like to use it because it's sticky, and I feel like it grips my foundation pretty well. This right here is a birthmark. No, not a birthmark. I don't know where I got it, but something. I must have run into something, hit something. I did not always have it. I don't know what it is. And then I'm 35. I can already tell a difference in my skin. And as I've gotten older, the much more drier my skin has become. And then I didn't know... I'm discovering all kinds of things about the chin hairs. All kinds of things. In fact, before I came back here, I was like trying to tweeze some of my eyebrows, and Jonathan said, "You're supposed to pluck your chin hairs on camera." He's very understanding. Alright, so I used that primer. My face is now sticky, and I'm going to go in with one of my favorite foundations. Now, I rotate through a few different things. In the summertime, I tend to use Dr. Jart BB cream, the Disappour kind. But my go-to, that I've gone through 2 or 3 bottles of this already, is the Soap and Glory Kick A All Day Wear. Now, I know Mom would not necessarily approve. I don't know why you gotta add curse words into makeup products, but they did. So I just wipe it on. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. I feel like I've got really red, blotchy skin. It's always uneven. I'm going to use my Real Techniques beauty sponge. It's the one that I typically go for. I don't ever buy Beauty Blender anymore because this is cheaper, and I don't have an issue with it. I've never really been into brushes. I've tried maybe 2 times. And I say maybe because I mean, I feel like I tried, but I also felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not a brush user, but I know that with some foundations, the coverage is much better with a brush than on a damp beauty sponge. So there's a lot of people that I watch on YouTube and they like the It Cosmetics brush for foundations. I can't help but pull my nose. It's habit now. I try to wait to do my upper lip until like the very last because that's where I get the bunchiest. That's where things tend to become like cake face for me. So when I don't feel like there's a lot of product on my sponge, then I hit that. Alright, it's also, I would say, and I don't know how it looks on camera, and getting the lights, I'm filming this at nighttime, and so getting the lights right where it's not blowing me out or too this or too shadowy. I'm not really sure how it's going to come across on camera, because to me some of my foundations look a little light on camera, but in person I don't think that they look too light. So I think this is a good match. So with this foundation, I would say it's a medium coverage. You can still see my little dark age spots. I'm guessing that's what they are, and I don't mind that. If I'm wanting extra coverage, I don't always use concealer. I feel like I have a little hair. Got a little hair on my nose. Maybe. I don't always use concealer, but when I'm wanting to add some brightness or just a more full coverage look, then I typically use E.L.F's Hydrating Camo Concealer. That's the I don't like their other formula, though it's very, I was going to say potent, pigmented. It's too drying, just like the Tarte Shape Tape can be drying for underneath my eyes. And then I've also used this ColourPop. But most times the ColourPop No Filter, I feel like I put it on and it just picks up, when I go to blend it in, it just picks up the foundation from underneath it and makes it a little splotchy. So that's not my go-to. I've kind of tried to use it up, but it's not my favorite. Alright, so after that, I go in with some powder. And I've been using the Ben Nye Neutral Set Colorless Powder. It's just a transparent, I'm pretty sure I got this off of Amazon. I typically kind of spill some powder out on top of a Bath & Body Works candle lid that I clean and disinfected, and that's what I use if I ever mix foundations. If I don't use the back of my hand, then I'll use that, or I use it to put powder on when I powder under my eyes. This is my little brush holder. This is actually a candle holder, not Bath & Body Works. Hearth in Hand from Target. That's Joanna Gaines, the Gaines People's Fixer Upper. That's their brand at Target. And then I powder my eyelids because I have hooded eyes and the creasing is kind of crazy. And I powder underneath where my little eye bags tend to want to crease. And I don't really pack on the powder. Sometimes I powder around my nose, but I don't see it really ever doing much. And then if I have breakouts on my chin or around my upper lip, sometimes I get breakouts there, then I will powder them just to hopefully help my foundation not coming off of it very well. After that, then it really depends on what I'm in the mood for. I really go through seasons of contouring, not contouring, bronzing, not bronzing, blush only, or blush with. I usually always wear blush. I feel like I need to add color back into my skin. So this is one that I got recommended by Taylor Wynn on Facebook, on YouTube. Misha Cotton Contour Smoked Hazel. Cotton Contour by Misha. Misha Cotton Contour. Anyway, I'm not sure what website I got this off of, so I'll have to check on that. Anything that I say, I will try to list in the description below. So we have an Amazon Associates link, and that just, we tag things. We get a small commission if you purchase something off of there. I think we've had enough purchases where we've made like $4.23 or something. But it's just been an easy way for us to like add links that are concise, and we meant to do it to like build a link where you can go and see everything on one page, but I'm still learning how all this works. So I just don't want to hide, like, we don't want to hide anything from you guys. So if you don't want to purchase from that link and you want to look it up on your own, that is perfectly fine. No offense taken. But I don't think that this came from Amazon. I think that I had to order that from somewhere else. So I'm always trying to cover my double chin. That's just, you know, Mama has her neck issues, and I'm just always trying to, I've had this for years now. I think forever. So I don't always do this, but I don't know, it just depends on my mood. And I've noticed that it's hard to see and blend. And when I put my makeup on doing the Glamour Shots one, I was like, man, Molly, you did not blend that well. But it's hard to do this on camera, talk at the same time. I mean, is that okay? What do y'all think? I don't know. I don't like doing a ton. It just depends on my mood. So when I watch things like Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley version, I love that. I love BBC, PBS type movies, English movies. Just sweet, family friendly. I don't have to worry about too many of those with Hattie around. That kind of stuff. Anyway, I love the simplicity of their makeup. And since I've always been a pale girl, then I'm trying to like look at these films and stuff and trying to somewhat recreate it for my everyday use. And it doesn't always work, but I love their makeup. I love it. Alright, I don't typically do this. Like I do it and then I get away from it. It's just seasonal for me. Is there anything you guys do now that it's becoming fall and winter that you do your makeup differently? Like, I'm already dry, but I know that I'm going into a season where I really have to pile on like nighttime creams, or using something that's a little bit heavier duty, maybe some oils instead of moisturizers. And so I try to like beef that up during this season. Okay. So for blush. Now I brought my favorite blush, and I'll probably go ahead and use this. This is by E.L.F, and I think it's discontinued. And it's called Pink Passion, and I want to know if you have a blush that's this color. What I need another something this color. It looks just so, oh, what's the word? It's in your face. It just looks so bold and kind of obnoxious. But then I put it on, and I really like it. Like, I really like it, y'all. It gives me like a great flush. This is a clean brush, so I'm hoping that it doesn't like too much on. But I just think it gives me a really good flush of color. And I typically don't wear it into the fall and winter. I usually kind of keep it for summer. Like when you're out in the sun and you got a little hint of whatever. Well, I mean, I'm not going for the sunburn look. And then I'm one of those who likes blush on my nose. That might be a little too much. It's hard for me to tell in this lighting. So please just give me a little grace. Alright, so there's some blush. And then if I'm feeling like it, then I'll put a little highlighter on. This one is one that I got in, I think, my Ipsy. I might have even opened it up here on camera. Daisy and Pearl. It's by Seraphine Botanicals. Daisy and Pearl Natural Radiance Booster. I don't always do this, depends on my mood. Do the little tip of the nose thing. Some people don't like this look. I at times think that it can be a little much. But I do, the pictures of makeup that I tend to be drawn towards are simple makeup with a more natural feel to it, and the nose being a little blushed, a little highlighted. I don't always wear eyeshadow. Oh, I'm trying to cover up this powder again, and I'm going to have it like everywhere. I don't always wear eyeshadow. I just go through seasons. And then when I do start playing in it, then sometimes, like in one video, someone asked me what color I was wearing, and I have no idea. I just start playing in things, and sometimes I like to do a little bit more, but it's always going to be, I'm never going to have that smoky eye because I don't know how to do a smoky eye. So my go-to palettes are all Urban Decay Naked palettes. So I have the Urban Decay 3, the Urban Decay Cherry, and the Urban Decay Ultimate. Now I do like this one for the fall because I love this purpley brown color, Instinct, and I love the extra bitter orangey kind of rust color for the fall. I like those. I tend to stay away from the darker colors because I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. So just for the sake of this video, if I put on eyeshadow, I typically take like Feels. Feels is right there from the Urban Decay Cherry. I like these because of all the pinkish hues. Or I might take Limit, which is definitely hit pan on the Naked 3 palette. I don't know, y'all. I can't see. I don't have one of those things where I can see if I'm in camera. So I may have just shown you a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So when I do a daily kind of eyewear, I just take a brush. This one I really like. It's by Bdellium, I think is how you say it. Bdellium. I don't even know. Tools. I think it's like a goat hair brush. I don't know. But I have hooded eyes, so I always just kind of take it above, into my crease, and above my crease. And I blend out. I typically go for pinks, but it just depends. Or I go for like browns. But I will sometimes just take that one color, put it in my crease just to do something with my eyeballs, and call it done. Now if I really am wanting to do an eye look, then I usually use 2 to 3 colors, and I start with something in my crease, and above my crease I just usually drag it above my crease. Then I'll take something onto my eyelid, and then I'll take a shimmery or some kind of lighter color and do it on my inner corner half of my eyelid, and then I feel really fancy. I feel so fancy when I do that. I don't ever wear eyeliner. If I do, I try to use like a gel, liquid eyeliner, not a gel, a liquid, one that has some kind of tip in a bottle. I don't want to have to keep up with brushes. And so I like to keep it pretty simple, and I like to just do a little bit of liquid on top. I go through seasons though. I used to use E.L.F's brown, and I would do a line on the top and then just barely bring it in on the bottom and kind of smudge it out a little bit. I try not to have it too harsh looking on me. So yeah, so this is what I would do for a daily eye look. And then one thing I did want to mention though is as I do play with my eyeshadows, y'all, these, I know you know about these, but I don't think that they get enough notice. I just don't think they get enough appreciation. These little cotton things, and I have eyeshadow that's just like floated all over it. It's kind of dry. These little eyeshadow sponges, I just, you can get them at Ulta, Target, wherever. These do not get enough notice. I love these for the shimmer. Like this is Ella Eden London. I don't know. This is one of the samples. I get lots of makeup samples. And when I do a shimmer, I like to use one of these because the color, it just goes on with such a pop to it versus me using a brush. Even if it's a dense packed brush, I just have not gotten the same kind of like payout. So I would use this on top of other eyeshadow if I were really zhuzhing up my eyes for some reason. And to me, that really is zhuzhing it up. I do not do winged eyeliner because I can't. I think it's beautiful and I think it's gorgeous, and I'm jealous if that's what you do. All right, I'm going to use my Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow right here. I like to sometimes get the excess off on the back of my hand so it's not too much. And I have thick eyebrows. Thank you, Daddy. And so I don't ever draw anything in. Now, they're not always perfect. You know, I get like, I'll pluck and there might be a little hole or something, but I usually can do just fine using one of these. And I just brush these suckers out. What is it that people go and get done? They get it tattooed, but it's called something. There's something else people do, and it's more temporary than a tattoo. And the word escapes me, and part of that is because of COVID. There are just times where Jonathan's asked me a question, and I'm like, I just cannot answer you right now. Like, it's just not coming to me. All right, my nose has been itching me all day, y'all. I'm so sorry. It itches me a lot. All right. I don't always wear mascara. I don't know if I've said that before, but for me, I sometimes go out into this world without mascara. And I know that's a huge thing for people. Like, some people say if they only could wear one thing, something of makeup, if they had to pick one product, what would it be? And people go for the mascara every time. And I would go for a foundation every time. Because I'd rather look a little flat and colorless than look super blotchy and uneven. But my eyes, no. Now, I do love a good eyelash moment, but I don't know how to put on falsies. And I think Mom has played around with that, and she's done that before. And I wouldn't mind going to get extensions done. But I think once I start, I'm not going to want to stop. And I don't know if my budget right now, if that is allowed. Like, I don't think that that's the smartest thing to do. The smartest use of money. And I also have heard some horror stories of going to people who might not be using the best quality of products, and people have left with eye infections, or, you know, they've had issues with the glue and things like that. And sometimes people just have those allergies. It's not always someone's, you know, what products they're using. Like, Mom has sensitive eyes. Whew. I'm trying to look down into my mirror like someone suggested. Jonathan's telling Hattie a story. So you might hear him talking funny. So I'm trying to look down because I told someone I get it all over my lids. Does anyone else put on mascara and their nose starts to tingle? I mean, I know my nose has been itchy, but this happens more times than not. And I've wondered before if it's like an allergic reaction, like a very mild, just annoying kind of reaction. But it does it a lot. I try to make sure I get the tips of my eyelashes, but also my base, and if I start messing with it too much, then I'll have an accident. I mean, I get it that mascara makes a big difference. This is the It Lash Blowout that I got in my, was it my BoxyCharm? Could have been my Ipsy. And I really do like it. I really like it. The other mascara, I love Roller Lash by Benefit. That's probably my go-to. Always have one of those. And then I've tried the Thrive Cosmetics. I got a sample of that one. And that's a mascara that I would also purchase because I really, really liked it. I liked the length that it gave. And it didn't flake and get smudgy on me. So that's one that I really liked. All right, I've been using this NYX Powder Puff Lippy. Cool Intentions. Go for the, you kind of squeeze it and it, you know, I go for the neutrals. Or I'll wear nothing, or I'll wear chapstick. but I do like a good red lip moment as well. Okay, so 2 setting sprays that I use depending on how my foundation is going. If it's coming off too cakey or too dry, I use the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. I do not like the spray on this. It's pretty big and chunky and ploppy on your face, but it's a really good setting spray when I need to like knock off. If something's kind of gone a little bit awry, that might can save it. Or if I just feel like I need a little extra glisten. But my go-to is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I'm not going anywhere, and it's probably a waste, but it still feels so good. I'm starting to get my taste and smell back. That's what, when I talked to my mother-in-law, she said, I bet you a nickel you have COVID. Because that's the symptom that apparently is, I should have known. Like, I should have known. But I kept checking to make sure I didn't have fever. There was no coughing. I would take a deep breath and see if I needed to cough or shortness of breath. None of that. None of that for COVID. But those are my first symptoms were a runny nose, which I'm on film on one of our videos, like, sorry y'all, my nose is running. Well, that's because I had COVID. And then drainage, sore throat, turned into sinus pressure, major sinus pressure and headaches, which I'm already prone to get migraines. And so I just thought, man, I just don't feel good. And then I was just get so tired, and I do not like naps, but I was wanting naps. And I was just so tired, and I just kept telling Jonathan, I just don't feel good. And the weather's changing here in East Texas, and those of you who've ever been or experienced Texas, you know that it can be hot and cold in the same day. The weather gets crazy, and so I just thought it's just the weather. And then when I lost my taste, which I did not at first, that came like a week later, that's when I was telling my mother-in-law. She came over to give me a B12 shot because I thought that would help. And she said, I think you should go get tested. So sure enough, I had COVID. I'm feeling much better. And then Jonathan, he's taken really good care of me and wrangled Hattie girl to, play with her since I have not been up for too much playtime. So anyway, oh, and then I got this little fan from the dollar store. That's what I usually do when I spray my spray on, my finishing spray. So this is my everyday look without the shimmery eyeshadow, and I can't really tell on camera how I blended, but it's just pretty basic. And then I've tucked back my poofs right here because I couldn't control it today, and I told Jonathan they were just going to drive me crazy. My hair is still a little damp from when I washed it like 2-3 days ago. Oh goodness. So it's still slightly damp. That's my hair. It's been up in a bun. It's been up in a bun. So I watched some TikTok on hair stuff, and so there's a new kind of braid style I want to try soon, but oh goodness, it's a mess. So anyway, this is my daily makeup. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any recommendations, let me know. As much as natural as this is, I do love makeup, and I love my makeup subscriptions and getting to try new products. And some of those involve skincare, which I'm also getting more and more interested in as I get older. Obviously, my hair being down is not going to last long. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. My mom will be back very soon, I promise. And I can go back to being a sidekick. So that's my preference. So anyway, thanks for being here, and I look forward to your comments and getting back with you guys. And yeah, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Also, Jonathan and I filmed an adoption story. November is like National Adoption Awareness. I don't know. Adoption awareness. So we've been wanting to film, if nothing else, just for us to kind of have our story out there for maybe Hattie to watch, years down the road if she's even interested. And so we just, there are other people who are on their journey. They want to start their journey. They have people they know on it and they're curious about it. So I don't know if we necessarily answer all the questions, but it's just kind of a starting point for us because there is so much to it. So anyway, that'll be coming out soon, and I was really excited to do a video with John. So anyway, that'll be coming up shortly.